Thank you, Perez.
I was in Park City, Utah with some of my fraternity brothers.
Usually celebrities are famous for having a skill or talent, being unique in some way, or doing the impossible. There are other ways to get famous, of course, as we know, but it's become apparent you don't even need to do anything anymore to achieve fame. I mean, there's countless examples of celebrities who seem to always be in the spotlight, yet a lot of people have no idea what they actually do. And that's what inspired today's list. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to IO. I'm your host for this one, Jared Bronstein, and today we're counting down the top 10 celebrities that got famous for no reason. Now, of course, we don't mean that in a literal sense, as in one day someone just woke up famous. More so celebrities that either inherited fame or at one point were famous, but people really didn't understand why. In fact, I'm questioning why I even know who any of the people on this list are, yet for some reason they're all celebrities, and at one point or another, they were making headlines. Be sure to stick around until the very end of this one for some comment replies. Starting us off at number 10, Kendall and Kylie Jenner. Now, I'm not talking about them currently. I know Kendall is a model and Kylie is, I'll be honest, I still don't really know what Kylie does, but I know she sells makeup and had a baby with Travis Scott and people like her. Yet the initial reason for their fame is simply because they were related to the Kardashians. Now, I could have made them two separate numbers on here, but felt that was kind of cheating. It seems the girls just got shot to fame when they first started appearing on the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which first started to air in 2007. Over the years, the show has documented the lives of an entire family who more or less found fame simply because of a trial. But we'll get to that a little bit later on in this video, as I'm sure you can imagine this won't be the only number on this list featuring someone from the show. At number 9, Kevin Federline. Now, I don't know if he's better known as K-Fed, Britney Spears' ex-husband, or the backup dancer Spears started hooking up with. Either way, K-Fed had a very public romance with Britney Spears, which saw the couple announce they'd be getting married after just 3 months of dating back in July of 2004. And surely enough, they did tie the knot, filing the paperwork on October 6th. Now, aside from dating one of the biggest pop stars in the world at the time, K-Fed also left his fiancée, who was pregnant at the time, to be with Spears. As you can imagine, that just added to the drama and the storyline involving Kevin, Britney, and Kev's ex, actress Shar Jackson. After having 2 kids with Spears, eventually the two would separate, and this would lead to a messy divorce and custody battle over the kids. Around this time, Britney also had her infamous meltdown where she shaved half her head. As you can imagine, this just helped Kevin get exposure, but even though he was famous, he still wasn't known for much. Of course, well, with Spears, he tried his hand in modeling, acting, and rapping, thus the name K-Fed, but as you can see, none of them really worked out. Moving on to number 8, Nicole Snooki Polizzi. Of course, we all know her from the show Jersey Shore, but much like most reality stars, is there any real reason Snooki shot to fame? At least for DJ Pauly, he was a DJ. Snooki, on the other hand, well, she was just the short, tan girl who everyone was automatically drawn to. Although she was definitely fun to watch, it doesn't seem she brought much to the table, at least in regards to a talent. She kind of just became famous for being on the reality show, and when she realized people were drawn to her personality, obviously continued to feed into it. After the show ended, Snooki would go on to have her own spin-off with fellow cast member JWoww. She also had a brief stint in the WWE and has released numerous books since, so at least now we know she's doing something with her randomly found fame. To no surprise, we also got another Jersey Shore cast member appearing on here as well a little later on. In at lucky number 7, Farrah Abraham. Again, she was on the show 16 and Pregnant, but unlike a lot of the other women who appeared on the show, Farrah seemed to be one of the only to reach the level of celebrity. Of course, if you watch the show or know her story, it was quite tragic. Her mother would call her names, deny her from aborting the child, and while she was pregnant, the father of Farrah's unborn child would die in a car accident. Of course, those who watched the show felt for her, and Farrah would go on to star in Teen Mom, as well as launch a line of pasta sauce. However, it seems her rise to fame, at least to more than just the people who knew her from her teenage days, was when she ventured into adult films. In 2013, Farrah Superstar Backdoor Teen Mom would be released, and from that point on, it seems everyone knew who Farrah was for one reason or another. At number 6, Dan Bilzerian. This guy literally just came out of nowhere, posting pictures on Instagram, holding guns on yachts with models wearing very little clothing, and of course with stacks of cash. It's almost like this guy is what you think of when you hear the word testosterone. Inevitably, Dan grew himself quite a large following, mostly of men trying to live vicariously through his Instagram. But it seems his dad had a bit of a shady past, which led to Bilzerian inheriting a lot of money. In 2009, he did place 180th overall in the World Series of Poker main event, but it doesn't seem that's really what got his name out there. In 2011, Bilzerian was one of the many asked to pay back the money won in poker games against Bradley Ruderman, who was sentenced to jail after it was revealed he was running a Ponzi scheme and using investors' money to gamble. Tobey Maguire was also one of those people, and his involvement was highly profiled. Still, just being rich doesn't seem to be enough reason to be famous. Then again, that is actually the case for a few people on this list, I'm starting to realize. Halfway now at number 5, we got Tila Tequila. Back in the MySpace days, Tila Tequila was really able to make a name for herself. Why exactly? I couldn't tell you. Although from a young age, she did start modeling and was scouted by Playboy. She was also featured on various reality shows and even tried her hand in music, releasing an EP, and at one point assembling her own band. But it seems Tila's rise to fame came came shortly after her show A Shot at Love with Tila Tequila would air on MTV. The program gained a lot of attention being a bisexual-themed show, where 16 men and 16 women were both fighting for the chance to end up with Tila. The contestants also didn't know Tila was bisexual until the end of the first episode, which helped the show gain even more traction. Aside from that, the show also led to a very heated debate between Tila and conservative Christians online. The show would go on for a few seasons, and Tila has continued having a career in everything from music to acting, of course modeling, and even writing. On to number 4, we got Perez Hilton. His goals were quite literally to become famous, telling Wired.com back in the day, I quote, "I want to be the gay Latina Oprah," end quote. And it took him drawing quite unflattering things over photos of celebrities to reach his pinnacle. In hopes of becoming an actor, Perez would make the move from New York to LA, and then he would come to terms that it'd be easier for him to become a blogger. So he made a website and started reporting on celebrity gossip. And it didn't take long for his site to gain traction. Within 6 months, it was considered Hollywood's most hated site by The Insider. Over the years, Perez has been able to maintain his celebrity status, mostly by doing controversial things such as outing gay celebrities, and quite recently causing a stir for making comments about 15-year-old TikTok star Charli D'Amelio. Is it D'Amelio? DeMillo, I think. I'll be honest, guys, I just wrote Charlie. I don't know her last name off the top of my head, I'm sorry. So maybe he's famous just for being known to do controversial things, but I mean, kind of just seems like a big old bully. And yes, obviously Perez was inspired by Paris Hilton, which is why he never talked poorly about her on his blog site. Getting bronze in at number 3, Mike the Situation Sorrentino. I meant bronze as in 3rd place, but it's funny because the guy tans a lot too. Much like Snooki, Mike got his rise to fame after just being himself on the reality show Jersey Shore. Referring to his abs as a situation, or I guess he called himself that, but his abs were his brand. Either way, Mike was also one of the few who really made a name for themselves and secured the bag after Jersey Shore. Being featured on a handful of talk shows and getting the brand deals, it's believed in 2010 Mike made over $5 million, sitting behind only Kim Kardashian on the list of highest paid reality TV stars. As you may or may know, Mike had some tax evasion problems and ended up serving an 8-month prison sentence. But he's out now. At number 2, Paris Hilton, not to get confused with Perez, who came in at number 4. It seems Paris was just born into wealth, which led her to find a way into the spotlight. Her great-grandfather Conrad Hilton founded Hilton Hotels, so as you can imagine, when I said Paris was born into wealth, even that was an understatement. And having so much wealth meant Paris would grow up with other socialites such as Ivanka Trump, Nicole Richie, and Kim Kardashian. From a young age, Paris would model and eventually was signed to Donald Trump's modeling agency. But it was in 2003 when a leaked adult tape involving Paris and then boyfriend at the time, Rick Solomon, later released as One Night in Paris, would spread that Paris Hilton would become a star. The tape leaked to her having the show The Simple Life with Nicole Richie, where every other word was, "That's hot." And the top celeb that got famous for no reason, Kim Kardashian. Remember when I said Paris and Kim were friends growing up? Well, eventually Paris would be kind enough to allow Kim to be her assistant. I'm being sarcastic there. Now, it is important to mention Kim's father, Robert Kardashian, was the lawyer for O.J. Simpson during the highly publicized murder trial. Obviously, this put a spotlight on the entire Kardashian family, but it seems Kim really got her big break in 2007 after an adult tape that was from 2002 with boyfriend at the time, rapper Ray J, would be leaked. I just want to say it's funny how these tapes get leaked and then somehow careers blossom. Either way, that same year the reality show Keeping Up with the Kardashians would air, and as we all know, it's unfortunately been going strong ever since. And that does it for the top 10 celebrities that got famous for no reason. Again, obviously there was a reason for the fame, but it wasn't your traditional having a skill or talent. Then again, technically this list could be full of any and every influencer because, I mean, what do they do? But they're considered celebrities. Are they considered celebrities? I don't know. Either way, guys, let me know your thoughts on this one in the comments down below. For now, we gotta reply to some comments from the video. Top 10 YouTubers lot fame go to their heads, part 3. Noodle Nook said, Jared, I wouldn't have faked a pregnancy. Yeah, I wouldn't have. That's what I'm saying. When I was younger, I would not have. I still to this day would not fake a pregnancy. Just for clout? I wouldn't do it. Laura Chanel said, Jared looks 10 years younger without the beard. Well, it's growing back. I don't know if you can see, but it grows very quickly. There. See? Love Billy said, tear, snot, and burger grease. Sadly, that sums up Nikado Avocado. I wasn't even trying to chirp. Like, I'm not trying to talk trash. That's just from what I see, that's what it is. So anyways, guys, you've been watching I.O. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein, and we'll see you in the next one.